Welcome to Mind Minutes, where we untangle the everyday knots in your mind. Today we're diving into something truly fascinating, the power of aesthetics, or as we like to call it, the art of noticing. It's about more than just pretty pictures.
Oh, absolutely. It's about how appreciating beauty in all its forms can seriously upgrade your life. I mean, think about it. A beautiful sunset, a perfectly brewed cup of coffee, a well-designed room. These things bring us joy, right?
Exactly. And this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good stuff. There's real science behind it. The input text we're discussing today highlights this beautifully, using the example of Little Bear, someone who's mastered the art of finding beauty in the everyday.
Yeah, Little Bear's story is so inspiring, transforming discarded furniture, creating art from fallen leaves. It's all about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, isn't it? And it's not about spending a fortune either.
Precisely, and that's where so many of us get it wrong. We think aesthetics is about luxury, about following trends. But true aesthetic appreciation, as the text points out, is about a mindset.
It's an inner resource.
Yes. It's about cultivating a deep appreciation for the world around us. The text mentions three common misconceptions about aesthetics. The first one, that beauty is simply about what's visually appealing. But true beauty goes so much deeper, doesn't it?
For sure. It resonates with you on a deeper level, almost a spiritual level, I'd say. Think of a piece of music that moves you to tears. It's not just about the notes, but the emotions it evokes, yeah?
Totally. The text also challenges the idea that being fashionable equals having good taste. It's not about consuming, it's about curating,
About making conscious
about
choices.
the things that truly resonate with you, like the musician Xiao Xiao Dao who built his own unique world from discarded materials.
That's a powerful example of how creativity and resourcefulness can be beautiful, even without a big budget. It's about that emotional connection, isn't it?
It is. And finally, the text debunks the myth that aesthetic sense is innate, something you're either born with or not. The truth is, it's a skill you can develop, just like any other.
It's about training your eye, training your mind to notice the beautiful details.
Exactly. By repeatedly exposing ourselves to beauty, we become more attuned to it. It's like a muscle you can strengthen with practice.
And the text goes on to outline three key traits of people with a strong aesthetic sense: curiosity, a keen sense of perception, and a refusal to settle. They are active participants in their lives, not passive observers.
Yes, they actively seek out new experiences, they savor the small moments, and they're intentional about creating a life they love. It's about taking ownership of your life, shaping it into something beautiful, even in the midst of chaos.
So it's less about having perfect taste and more about cultivating an appreciation for beauty in its many forms. It's about finding those little sparks of joy that make life richer, more meaningful. It's about that intentional living.
So, like we were saying, it's not about having impeccable tastes, right? It's about cultivating that appreciation. It's like flexing a muscle you didn't even know you had.
Exactly. And the input text, it really emphasizes those three traits: curiosity, perception, and a refusal to settle. They all kind of work together, yeah?
Yeah, totally. You have to be curious to actively seek out new experiences, new forms of beauty. Otherwise, how will you ever discover them, right?
Right. You can't just sit back and wait for beauty to find you. You have to go looking for it. It's like being a beauty detective. Ha!
I love that. A beauty detective. And you need that sharp perception to really see it, to notice the subtle details, the nuances that others might miss. Like Little Bear transforming those discarded, what was it?
Furniture.
Furniture, exactly. Seeing potential where others see trash. That's powerful.
It is. It's about looking beyond the surface, isn't it? Seeing the beauty in the imperfections, the unexpected. And that ties into the third trait: refusing to settle. Not accepting the mundane, but constantly striving for more.
Yes. Always pushing boundaries, seeking new ways to experience and appreciate the world. And I think that's maybe the most crucial part, that constant drive to evolve your aesthetic sense.
Definitely. Because it's not a destination, is it? It's a journey, a process of continuous growth. It's about always learning, always refining your understanding of what beauty means to you.
And it's this active engagement, this refusal to settle that really fuels the journey, wouldn't you say? It's like constantly seeking that next level of aesthetic appreciation.
Totally. It's like those studies, Leader, Belke, and others talking about models of aesthetic appreciation and judgment. It's not static. it's a dynamic process.
Dynamic, exactly. And I think that ties in beautifully with the idea of savoring, like that study by Jose Lim and Bryant. The more you savor those small moments of beauty, the richer your life becomes, right? Hmm.
Oh, for sure. It's about being present, mindful, appreciating the nuances, the subtle details, and that actually strengthens your aesthetic muscles, so to speak.
It does. It's like training your eye to see the world in a new light. It's like finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, just like Little Bear. And that makes me think of the paradox of choice, right? Bassett's work on how too many options can actually,
Paralyze us.
yes, paralyze us. So maybe cultivating an aesthetic sense is also about choosing wisely, curating our experiences.
Absolutely. It's about being intentional, about making conscious choices that align with our evolving aesthetic sensibilities. It's about quality over quantity.
Yes, it's not about having more, but about appreciating what we do have.
Exactly.
It's about finding beauty in in simplicity, in imperfection, even in the mundane. It's like a form of mindful living. Hmm.
It is. And you know what I think is really interesting? It's how this all connects back to curiosity, that first trait we talked about, that inherent drive to explore, to discover, to experience new things.
It's fascinating how much our aesthetic sense, our appreciation for beauty, can impact our overall well-being. Like it's not just about liking pretty things. It's deeper than that, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. It's like it's connected to our curiosity, our perception, how we engage with the world. It strengthens our ability to find joy, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It's like this text we're looking at mentions how important curiosity is. Like actively seeking out new experiences, new forms of beauty. It's not just waiting for it to come to you, it's about actively pursuing it.
Right. And it's not just about like visual beauty either, is it? It's about appreciating beauty in all its forms, whether it's music or literature or even like the way someone approaches a problem, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the whole perception piece, that's huge too. It's about really seeing things, isn't it? Noticing the details, the nuances that maybe other people miss, like training your eye to appreciate the subtleties.
It is. It's like honing your senses, right? And it ties into that refusal to settle, that constant drive to evolve your aesthetic sensibilities, always seeking that next level of appreciation. It's like it reminds me of this research I was reading by Leader and Belke about models of aesthetic appreciation.
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
Well, they talk about how aesthetic appreciation isn't static. It's a dynamic process, constantly evolving, like a journey, not a destination. It's really fascinating.
It is, and that's so important, I think, because it reinforces that anyone can cultivate an aesthetic sense. It's not something you're just born with. It's a skill you can develop, like any other skill. Hmm.
For sure. And I think that's where the refusal to settle comes in. It's that constant push to to refine your understanding of what beauty means to you. It's personal, isn't it?
So personal. And it makes me think of that other research by Jose Lim and Bryant about savoring, right? The more you savor those small moments of beauty, the richer your life becomes.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
like being present, mindful, appreciating the little things.
It is. And you know what I find really interesting? This all circles back to that curiosity piece, yeah? It's that desire to explore, to discover that fuels the whole process. It's almost like a self-perpetuating cycle.
It is. It's like curiosity leads to new experiences, which refine your perception, which then strengthens your aesthetic sense, which makes you even more curious. It's brilliant. Hmm.
It is. It's like unlocking a whole new dimension of experiencing the world, wouldn't you say? It's about finding beauty in the everyday, in the unexpected, in the ordinary. And that's a pretty amazing thing. So, on that note, thanks for joining us on Mind Minutes, folks. We hope this has given you a new perspective on the power of aesthetics. Remember, beauty is all around us, waiting to be discovered.
And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Until next time, stay curious, stay perceptive, and never settle. Bye, everyone.